Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Yankee Mania, and welcome to our first stream on Kick. How's everything going? We are on Kick today and very, very excited. Thank you to the platform for taking us on. Really excited about it. And in the stream, I am Joe4444, and you'll see the K there. So, pretty excited to have brand new viewers on our stream. So thank you very much. All right. First of all, again, press the like button. I really appreciate it. Of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because a lot of good things coming on here. We have the Deadline Trade Talk Wednesday, July 16th at 8 p.m. We have so many things planned for the channel. We have the trade deadline all day affair. We have so many things coming on. With everything going on. So by all means, just hang in there with us, everyone. We're in for a good ride. I want to say hello to a few people. Cold Italian Pizza, Ken, how you doing? Evan, how are you, Jonathan? And in the chat on there is on the phone, the usual suspects. Bob Rizzo, how are you? Nora, how you doing? Teresa, how are you? Thank you all for joining me. And if you have any questions, please send them abroad. I really appreciate it. So. Some little bit of Yankee news. First of all, I want to thank Cold Italian Pizza for bringing this bit of news to us. Thank you, Mr. Pizza. Hey, Joe, everyone. Great news. Boone announced that Louis Seal is starting a rehab assignment this Sunday. That certainly is great news, music to our ears. Also, they finally woke up. Everyone. The Yankees are finally moving Chaz Chisholm out of third base. Yay! They finally listened. What a miracle. He's going to be playing second base tonight. And listening to Boone, you kind of get the feeling something is going to happen real soon. So stay tuned. Peraza, I don't have the lineup yet, but Peraza, I believe, is definitely on third base tonight. So they're going to mix and match. I don't think it's going to be Candelaria, because if he has a batting average of like 118, 138, that's not going to do the Yankees any good at all. So I'm telling you, I just feel in my bones now that it looks like a trade is imminent. Something's going to develop. And I'm really, really hoping that the Yankees are waking up. They're smelling the coffee. They know there's no way that they're going to compete they're going to compete for a real chance of a championship with this team at this point. So so that's one thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what the lineup looks like tonight. What are they going to do? I would probably say that Ben Rice will be on. Ben didn't play on Sunday or whatever. Maybe he came up as a pinch hitter, but I'm thinking that I'm hoping that Dominguez is in the lineup. I'm hoping that it's a solid lineup. We already know that Peraza is going to be batting ninth, so we already know that right now. So that's about the only thing I do know. As soon as I see the lineup, guys. I will bring it to you. So we'll see. Hoping with all that. But I want to give you the rundown of what we're doing today, everyone. So right now, of course, obviously you're here at NY Yankee Mania. Then what we're going to do is everybody please go to Ken the Ugly Truths channel. He's going to be doing the play-by-play tonight. If you haven't subscribed, and if you haven't pressed the like button for that show and that coverage, You must do that. He does a great job, and very dedicated, and he's excellent at what he does. So put on the game on the screen and just listen to Ken, and we'll come in and say hello in the stream. But it's real entertaining. It's a lot of fun, and by all means do that. And right after that, immediately following the game, I will do our post-game show immediately after. Sometimes I come on like maybe in the ninth inning. Yeah, I get some business away and all of that, and I don't do the play-by-play. What I just basically do is just say, hey, it's 2 outs in the ninth inning, game almost over, and then from there, everyone come to the come from the stream there, come here, and we'll digest what happened in the game. I can tell you that there may be delays in the game. New York City is expecting very bad thunderstorms between 6 and 9 p.m. So we got to look out for that. There may be delays, just to give you guys abreast of everything. So that might happen. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Hey Jake, how are you? We have what's this? Evelyn, number 9. How you doing? How's it going? Jake, how are you? Oh, the lineup is out according to Jake. So let me see. Let me try to get it. If anybody, if you'd be kind enough, maybe you could put it in the stream. I'm trying to get it at this point. Let's see. Okay, I got it. Thank you, Jake. All right, so the lineup. Jason Dominguez, that we want, will be leading off. Aaron Judge will be batting second. Bellinger batting third. Giancarlo Stanton batting fourth. Chaz Chisholm batting fifth. Paul Goldschmidt batting sixth. Austin Wells batting seventh. Anthony Volpe batting eighth. And Oswaldo Peraza batting ninth. Okay, well, you know what? That lineup is not bad, but I would like for it to be the same way tomorrow, aside from Peraza. You know, we put Dominguez or you make the trade or something. That is good. The only thing is Austin Wells and Volpe and Peraza together. If they come up in the same inning, I don't know what we could expect. That's the only thing. So I'm a little skeptical about that. The Mariners have Crawford, Rodriguez, Mr. Cal, Arozarena, Polanco, Riley, Canzoni, Williamson, and Young. So in the bottom, they're not as strong as we are. So that would. So tell me what you think of the lineup, guys. And again, Jake, thank you so much for letting me know. Tell me what you think. We all agree that Dominguez it belongs in the top of the lineup. There's no question about it. What do you think? What would be the possibility in your mind? Brian Hoke says Mark Leiter Jr. sustained stress fracture in his left leg, covering first base in the extra inning game in Cincinnati. He has not been given a timetable for return. Okay, just what we need. Another guy in the bullpen going down. Not the greatest of news. Not the greatest of news. Also from the Master of Information, Jonathan says, from Brian Hoke, is expected to be the everyday second baseman. Aaron Boone said Oswaldo Peraza is the third baseman tonight, and then we'll see. Boone said there are no plans to play DJ LeMahieu at third base. Okay, so obviously that means, that he is going to definitely be a bench player. Why? I don't understand why they wouldn't try him at third base. I mean, maybe his range. Listen, if you're going to put him at second base, this is what doesn't make sense. He's got a whole lot to cover there, and then you're not going to put him on third base, but you're going to put a 150 hitter there instead of a 250 hitter there. Now, you got to scratch your head. What is that all about? Are you, I mean, come on. They do one thing right and two things wrong. And now they're going to be short in the bullpen. So now what do you do? I mean, it's so crazy. I don't know. I scratch my head. I really scratch my head. Again, everyone, if you're new to the channel and you might be seeing this on Kick, please go to the to NY Yankee Mania, subscribe, press the like button, and join us. Join us for just about anything. We are a family here, 100%, and everybody talks to each other, talks to us, has different views. Rob Saxon, how you doing? Jake, I honestly think the lineup should be like that every day. But in my opinion, Rice should be playing over Wells, and then Wells coming into the game for late defense if it's a close game. Well, here's the thing, Jake. If they do that, then they're basically saying that they still feel that Wells is going to be the number one catcher. I mean, unless we know different. Right now, it's not happening. So I don't see Ben Rice behind the plate. Not for a while. There's a good possibility Ben Rice will not be a Yankee in the next couple of weeks. Again, a speculation. I don't like to speculate. I just feel that right now they're still thinking to having Wells. They love his bat. They still love his bat. So I just don't see it happening. So we'll have to wait and see. So that but I agree with you. The only thing I don't like is Peraza batting just in the lineup. I know his glove is good. I don't mind having him come in the 8th and 9th innings, but I don't want him to play the whole game. I really don't. It's a big problem. It really is a big problem. So Rob Saxon, let's see. Does DJ not want to play third? No, not at all. He's a team player. He's totally a team player. So let's just see how it goes. I mean, I don't know. Would you do that? No, I don't see DJ's never complained before, and I don't think he's going to be. He's going to do that. Jake says, I agree with Joe. I think there's still something in Wells. I'm hoping that Peraza gets traded. Well, we've been hoping for that for a long time, and he has the 9 lives. He's still around. He is still around, and it's just impossible. But the thing is, if they're going to let's say they bring up Candelario, is he right now better than Peraza? They're both in the 100, so pick your poison. Peraza's a better third baseman. So they're going to stay with what they have unless they go out and get a legitimate third baseman. And I don't mean one that just went back to the minors. I mean a legitimate third baseman. So, I mean, what do? You pick your poison. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Would you feel more comfortable with Wells behind the plate, JC behind the plate, or Rice behind the plate? Good afternoon, Ultra Cowboy, my big Cowboy and Yankee fan. Moving Jazz back to second means they are close to acquiring a third baseman. Yes, if you listen to Boone's presser, I get it. You could see it in his eyes. Something is happening. Something is happening, and you'll get to see it again on Yankee pregame tonight. Watch him, and I've studied you by looking at the Yankees so many years. And you can feel it. Something is happening. Something is developing. Hey, there's the Red Sox fan. How you doing? You're a Red Sox Nation. Okay. I'm not going to go Red Sox, but you're more than welcome to do it. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming on the stream again. I hope that you pressed the like button and you subscribed. I really appreciate that. That I would appreciate. The Red Sox, I think are going to be in the middle of some of these trades. Possibly, even though they're still in the race, I'm telling you, they can trade very, very heavy for Chapman. Chapman is going to be big in the trade deadline. So I think the Red Sox are in a very, very good position. And speculation and some big beat writers are saying don't be surprised if the Met first baseman doesn't end up in Fenway. And because of the fact, could you imagine him on first base? Hitting in Fenway Park. Oh my God. Let's see. D-Train, welcome to the stream. How are you? Wells is highly inconsistent. I would be nervous penciling him as our future catcher. Well, D-Train, I kind of agree with you, but here's the thing. The problem is right now the Yankee thinking is Wells is their number one catcher, and that you can't deny. The only way is if the pitchers start complaining, they want JC or they want Rice, but right now their number one priority is to straighten out Wells. If he hits more consistently, I don't think anybody's going to care what he does behind the plate because you can win a championship with a weaker catcher. Mr. Red Sox man says, Chapman, yeah, man, Alex Cora is a bit messy. Yeah, well, Chapman, he leaves his mark wherever he goes, Stillmatic. He really does. He's just can't be like one of the guys. He's got to go out on his own, do what he wants. He has an excuse for a lot of different things. He gets a new tattoo, and it's bothering him. He needs a day off. I mean, there's a lot that goes with Chapman. And I'm surprised he's pitching as great as he is, as good as he is in Fenway with your fan base. Because he gets in the water really fast. New York was not for him. He tried. He was doing okay for a while. But then after that, that was a problem. But he's going to bring you a haul of players. He's, not that you really need young players. You need what they need is some veteran with some good years there, and you could probably get him for Chapman. That's a good position. That was a good sign for the Red Sox. It really was. They had nothing to lose and everything to gain, and they're gaining. They are gaining from him. Let's see. D-Train. I would trade JC over Rice, honestly. Rice has shown me enough. He passes the test. Yeah. Obviously. Are you going to get a lot for JC? He's going to have to be in a big mega deal. You're not going to get too much. You might get some international money, maybe, if you're lucky. Play to be named later, or just something minimum. I really can't see. All right, he's decent defensively, but the teams aren't going to run over the Yankees with calling them. We want JC. We want JC. Not going to happen. The Yankees will probably dangle him, and then go from there. But I can't see JC bringing a big load, a big overhaul load for the Yankees. To me, it's just going to be selling him like they've done with the catchers in the past. And then guess what? They become great. Cowboy, that Javi Baez trade to the Mets for Pete Cal Armstrong was highway robbery for the Cubs. Yeah, well, you know what it was? Because he's small in stature, they just felt that he was going to be a defensive gem, and they did what they had to do. At that time, Javi Baez was hot. He was good, and he's good again. But he's had like 3 stinky years, which the Tigers, they stood with him. Man, can you imagine if he would have been let go, the Yankees would have taken a chance? But who knew? It looked like his career was going the opposite way, and now he's back. I mean, there's no question Pete Crow is what a ball player. The Mets really, really missed the boat on that one. You know, you can't judge with a man's size. If you notice, a lot of these small players become stars. I mean, really stars. You know, years ago, the Kansas City Royals had a shortstop who was 5'5", Freddie Patek, and he was a good shortstop and a pain in the neck with the Yankees. And he was with Frank White most of the time. And that was some double play combination along with George Brett at third base. So there were a lot. That's right, Score. How you doing? Welcome back, Score. How's everything going? Don't judge a book by its cover. Never do. Never do. Look at Kirk. Does Kirk look like a specimen of a catcher? I mean, are you kidding me? It looks like, not for nothing, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but he doesn't look like he's missed many Sunday afternoon meals. And yet he's a darn good hitter and clutch. I mean, so look at Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, he not exactly looks like Tom Cruise out there, but look what he did. He was not only one of the greatest pitchers, he was one of the greatest home run hitters. He was everything. And look at his stature. So it doesn't matter. You can't judge. You got to let them play. You got to let them play. That's why I'm so much hoping that Anthony Volpe will develop bigger and better. Because if they get out of their mind, if they put in their minds he's going to be a singles hitter. Yeah, John Crook. Thank you, Ultra Cowboy. He was another one. Very, very good player. But he wasn't exactly in the greatest of shape. But it doesn't matter. They performed. Some people can, some people can't, Merck, Joe, I have to go with my nephew to the hospital. He just had a bad seizure. Oh, my God. We're going to pray for him, Merck. Go do what you need to do. I'm so sorry to hear that. Please keep me posted. We're going to say a prayer to St. Anthony. And everybody in the chat, can you please say a prayer for Merck's, for a big contributor here, a big help with us. So please, everyone, say a prayer for his nephew. God bless him, Merck. And take it easy and relax on your way. Ultra, Joe, there's a better chance of a leprechaun popping out of Lucky Charms than Volpe being an elite shortstop. Well, put it that way. That's pretty cool. I never thought of that. That's really cool. Score gives Merck prayers. Thank you, sir. So does D-Train. I can't, it's just, Joe, which Yankee player had you starstruck? Bobby Mercer. You may not know him. You may have heard of him in the past. Bobby Mercer was my idol, always been my idol. And the one thing about Bobby Mercer is he should be in Monument Park. I don't say, of course, the regular Hall of Fame, but he should be in the Yankee Hall of Fame. And I would do anything. I actually have spoken to his wife a few times, and I would do anything to get him into there. I would start, because he was Mr. Everything in the mid-'70s. Then he even helped when they traded him, because they got Bobby Bonds, Barry Bonds' father. And then after 1 year, Bobby Bonds turned into Mickey Rivers and Ed Figueroa. So in essence, Bobby Mercer helped in every which way he could. Then he came back to the Yankees. And not only did he play, he was a general manager. He was a coach. He was an announcer. He was everything. And yet, He's nowhere to be found in Yankee Stadium, and that is disgusting. That really hurt me. Also, I've always been a big Tino Martinez fan, and those are really my two. And then honorable mentions to Aaron Judge and Reggie Jackson. I mean, I loved everybody, including Thurman Munson, of course. That really set the franchise back a couple of years because of what happened to Thurman. But we, he's never forgotten, and he's always part of the Yankee change. But thanks. Cold Italian pizza. Bobby Mercer was big game of Munson's death. I was going to that game. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But I stood at home in shock, and I just knew either Mercer or Piniella were going to come very, very going to have a fantastic game. And Mercer took the Yankees on their back. And by the way, George Steinbrenner, rest in peace, George, he gave the Yankees the option. We don't have to play tonight. We will forfeit. And the league would understand. If they don't understand that, then they would have been. But yeah, no, I know for a fact if the Yankees wanted to forfeit that game, the Orioles were okay with it, and so was Major League Baseball at the time. Score goes, yes, your age. Look it up. Go to Google or wherever you're comfortable with, and put in Bobby Mercer and look at everything that he accomplished. What really killed Bobby Mercer was the Yankees going to Shea Stadium back in the day of '74. When they closed Yankee Stadium in '73, Bobby Mercer was Mr. Yankee. He had hit like 33 home runs the year before, and then he goes to Shea Stadium, and those line drive home runs that went over the right field wall in Yankee Stadium was only a quick out at Shea Stadium because the wall was different. It was a little deeper. And unfortunately, they traded him. They had a chance to get Bobby Bonds. But that turned into Mickey Rivers and Ed Figueroa. And that was one of the greatest trades the Yankees have ever made, in my opinion. Also picking up Luke Piniella, Greg Nettles, Scott Brocious, Tino Martinez. They've had some whiz of GMs. They had Al Rosen in those days, and then they had a lull. They had some good GMs, but nothing spectacular until the Brian Cashman era. And I don't want to hear everybody bashing Cashman. Look how many championships we've got with him, and so I'm not gonna go down that road. I am not bashing Cashman. Everything that's going on, the Yankees are a close-knit organization, and he's given a lot of money, and that's what he's got to go with. So please, if you think that Cashman stinks or whatever, yeah, there's some questionable calls. Don't get me wrong, but overall, you've got to give him at least a B+. And I am not going to sit here and bash the man, because we know what the inside's all about. If he's handcuffed, he's handcuffed. He's had trades on the table ready to go, and then they were squashed. You don't really know, because they try to keep everything to themselves. They are very, very close. You see what they do with the injuries. They tell you, well, it just might be this and it might be that, and then next day you find out they're getting Tommy John surgery. So don't be fooled. And really, I mean, maybe to a fault, Cashman loves Aaron Boone and all of that. That's one thing. But don't blame Aaron Boone. Not only Aaron Boone, but don't blame Cashman, because, like I said, in the wintertime, there's more of an open season. But once he spends the money, then they're going to go for the bottom basement problem. That is the problem. Prove me wrong. How many times did they go into the next year needing a left fielder? Everybody's competing for left field. And who's competing for third base? And who's competing for first base? I mean, they concentrate on pitching, which is, normal, and the bullpen. And he's always coming up with the bullpen. Jonathan just reports that Clayton Beater has just been recalled. Well, that may not be great news either, because he did not look good at all when he was up here. He just looked very hittable against the Mets. Who knows, if he was nervous or anything, but his ball is straight. I don't think he's lasting all that long. I really don't. Let's see. He also, Jonathan, Yankees 33M prior to tonight's game, the Yankees made the following moves. They placed Mark Leiter Jr. on the 15-day disabled list with a left fibular head stress fracture. We're not going to see him for a while. And a lot of people were getting on, they were definitely getting on Mark Leiter Jr. Get rid of him. Okay, well, now you got rid of him. Now you got rid of him. So he's not going to be around. So now what do? I'm not going to be too comfortable with Beater. That's for sure. Not after what I saw and what you people saw. So, hey, welcome SGA Sports Talk channel. How's it going? CT Cards, how are you? How's everything going with everyone today? We all ready for hopefully a big Yankee game? Because as I'm stating, they are, to me, they're ready to move on now and forget about what happened in the past couple of weeks. I know there's no games going on, but I just want to give you an idea of what's cooking for tonight. We got the Mets and the Orioles tonight, the Rays and the Tigers, the Mariners, Yankees, Miami Marlins, Cincinnati Reds, the Rockies, Red Sox, the Blue Jays, White Sox, the Cubs, Twins, Pirates, Kansas City Royals, Dodgers, Brewers, Nationals, Cardinals, Cleveland Guardians, Houston Astros, Texas Rangers, Angels, Arizona Diamondbacks and Padres, the Phillies and the Giants, Atlanta at the A's. So you got a big slate of baseball tonight, and why not? It's a Tuesday night. Waiting in the wings, we're going to bring up Mr. CT Cards himself.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good afternoon, my boy. What's going on?
I'm just sorry I'm late. Sorry. Just had some things I had to handle. So how you guys all doing tonight?
Everything looks good on our end.
Good.
There's a couple of moves from the Yankees.
The Jazz is at second.
Yes. You
and
finally got a wish. But they're playing Peraza at third and not DJ. What do you think of that? And what do you think of the lineup? Did you see the lineup?
I like the lineup. Other than Stanton, I'd rather reverse Stanton and Chisholm. Have Chisholm 4, Stanton 5. I think you and I talked about that, Joe. That I think we need to break that up. You know what I mean? Other than that, I really like this lineup tonight. And actually, give Peraza a chance here. Let's see what he can do. You know, I think this is actually a good idea. I think it's time for Jazz to be back at second base. He already said I'm a second baseman. So what are we doing here? You know, we keep playing. We are known for playing players out of position and then wondering why they're not, working out.
No question about it. So now that was one. Number two, everybody was bashing Leiter Jr. They got their wish. He's on the IL now. And they brought up Beater, who I wasn't impressed with at all. What are your thoughts on that?
We got to make moves at this deadline. Things are building up here. We have a lot of injuries happening right now. Leiter Jr., and whatnot. And
that also makes the other teams. Oh yeah, you want this one? Well, now let's see. We want. The more you wait, the more it's going to happen. So. I understand that everybody's not in tradable mode right now, but we don't know. We don't know if the Yankees are pushing it right now. We don't know. What I do know is if you look at Aaron Boone's presser today, you could see something is going to happen and happen quickly.
Quickly, yeah.
Because I don't think they're going to go with Candelaria at third. That's ridiculous.
I think he's a trade piece. You and I were talking about this morning, Joe. I think he's a part of a trade piece. I don't think he's stay here for long. I think they're going to utilize him in a package deal for getting somebody. So I'm right there with you, Joe. I agree.
No, you have to. We have no choice. I mean, but now I'm scratching my head. Who's going to come in tonight? I mean, you have Tim Hill. You have Blue Baker. You have Loizaga. You have Williams, and then you have Weaver.
Yeah.
I mean, we really need the starting pitchers to really step it up now. I don't think we really at this point. I don't think we have a choice.
Yeah,
I really don't. Hey, Dev, how you doing? Dev Finch, welcome back to the screen. To the stream. How you doing? How's everything going with you? Yeah. So, let's see, Jake. I don't know. Yeah, I think that Cashman is going to prioritize the pitching. I still can't see them getting a bat. I'd be surprised if they do. Oh, they'll get a bat. They're going to also get. They're going to get a pitcher and a relief pitcher. It's not. Rome wasn't built in a day. That's why I think one is going to happen soon. Like really, the next few days, I think they're going to make a deal.
I agree.
Cruise Control, welcome to the show. How you doing? When is Cruz back to pitch? Your guess is as good as ours. Nothing's changed. I think he took a step backwards. So, we're probably looking sometime in August. I don't see him pitching in July. I really don't.
No.
Evan, pitching better be a priority. We need a third baseman. Again, we're hearing so many names. There are a lot of teams that want to buy, but not a lot of teams that want to sell. And if they're going to sell, they're going to ask you for an arm and a leg. They're going to choke you. Yep. That's the problem.
Yep, I agree.
Says, Candelaria, when is he coming up? He hasn't even reported yet. Everybody's got him penciled for third base. He hasn't played one game in AAA yet. And you're just not going to bring him up because he was batting 138. That's why they got rid of him. And that's a big problem, a huge problem. So again, now you had mentioned in the lineup. What do you think of the bottom three? Would you have done anything different?
No. I like where Volpe is. And Wells. I think Wells. This is a good thing for Wells to be at the bottom of the lineup right now. He's been, he's been looking better when we put him in this, in a lower slot, in my opinion. So I'm happy with the lineup. Actually, I think it's a good lineup. I would just switch Jazz and Stanton, in this lineup. Other than that, I like it because we talked this morning. All of us, including Jonathan, mentioned that we wanted Dominguez, Judge, Bellinger, for our top three. So we got our top three picks, but I wouldn't put Stanton where he is. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully good things will happen. That's just my opinion. So.
Also, CT, I know you joined a little bit late, but I wanted to. We got to give a shout out to our new place that we're being seen. And as you know, Kick is now joined us on the live streams, and we welcome that. And thank you for putting us on. We really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to. Now, remember, everyone, if you're on Kick and you want to subscribe, all you got to do is press on the link, and it'll go right to it. And then you could go right back to Kick, or you could stay right there, whatever you'd like. But please, 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 please subscribe to the channel and also press the like button. So we thank you, Kick. We're looking forward to a great relationship with you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, and everybody, please join the Discord channel. It's free. There's no BS with it. It's straightforward. We've connected 4 different channels. We're sharing out everyone's videos and whatnot. It's a good place to talk. It's 24/7 hour Yankee talk. What more could you ask for? So I put the link up. Please join, guys, and hit the like, sub, and subscribe.
Thank you for that, CT. And the master of putting together all kinds of goodies for all of us is here, Mr. N. How you doing, Mr. N? What's going on?
What's up, CT? What's up, Joe? What's up, chat? Shout out to the chat. Oh man, sorry I was late. It was my team and I were busy, and then I had meetings, and then I took a nap. So
good, you got some. See, he does sleep, Joe. He does sleep.
Vampire. You're not a vampire. Come on, man.
He does sleep. I'm shocked.
I want to ask you, what do you think of Chaz finally going to second base?
Hey Ken, I'm happy finally second base. So I guess they're gonna fill in third base until we get an actual third baseman. So I think we by moving Chaz to second, that means they're looking for a third baseman, which is a good sign.
Yeah, right. I had seen some of Aaron Boone's press conference, which will probably be shown. Will be shown on the pregame, and you could see it in his eyes, the way he's talking and everything. Something's happening, and I think it's going to happen very soon. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think they're going to make some type of noise for third base, and then the trade deadline, as we get close, they're gonna see what they can possibly do in the bullpen. And now the bullpen is really, really in trouble. Before, at least, Leiter Jr. wasn't pitching all that great, but he did give you innings.
Yeah.
Now what do they do? I don't trust Beta. Not the way he looked the other day. His fastball's as straight as an arrow. It's as straight as an arrow. Come on. So I don't know. And some people in the stream really like that Wells wouldn't be the starting catcher. I don't think the Yankees still believe they're the number one guy, and they're going to keep putting him out there until whatever. The same thing like Jeter. Listen to me.
So if the Yankees cannot find a third base, I'm just speaking hypothetically. If the Yankees cannot find a trade or cannot make a trade, or I think they settle on Candelario. That's why they signed him to a minor league deal. Maybe if they can't find anything like a good package for a
backup plan,
yeah,
yeah, I agree with you. I think he's going to be a part of a trade package if they can make the trade happen.
I think they'll eventually find a third baseman somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and obviously if they're not going to go big money for the contract, they're going to get somebody either that was up and was sent down. I just can't see Candelario, not when he's batting 138. What's the difference between that and Peraza? What's the difference?
The reason why they signed him to a minor league deal is because they like his switch hitting capabilities. And then,
that I like.
Yeah, so and then I think if you look at his track record, he's been successful before with Washington, with Chicago Cubs, I think it was, before he went to Cincinnati. But he had big numbers. He put up some big. Remember, I think when he was in Washington, that's when he put up big numbers. I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Ken is reporting the Arizona Republicans are negotiating with Suarez management team on a contract extension. Suarez isn't moving. Well, that's not the greatest of news. Thanks, Ken. No, thank you, Ken, for letting us know.
Thank you, Ken. But wow.
Huh? Yeah.
And don't forget, guys, to check out The Ugly Truth tonight. Ken's doing the play-by-play a little after 7, so make sure you check out The Ugly Truth and catch a stream of the play-by-play.
And then come right back here for the post-game show, baby, for the post-game show. And, and then right after that, you will get Jason C.
Yeah.
And he will have his stream going tonight. and hopefully he'll be in a good mood with the Yankees winning, because we don't like to do the stream when they lose.
No.
Us that are nighttime bugs. We don't want that. We want to win. We want to win, 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 win. Tired of losing. Let's get this going, guys. My God. So CT, a little bit about you're gonna be a little uncomfortable, but I don't care. A little bit about your card collection. I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, shoot.
All right. So the first one is, how did you? And I don't want to kill the segment, but just how did you just decide I'm going to collect baseball cards?
Wow, that's a good question. I was a little kid, and I think you had a similar story, Joe, where every week.
My mom bought me 4 packs of baseball cards every Friday.
CT's freezing.
Yep, he's frozen.
Oh, so your mom brought you cards?
Oh yeah, every Friday, as long as my report for the week was good, because teachers used to put on there very successful, didn't have any call outs, didn't call out sick, and all of that. So I and that's how I started. But I didn't collect them all that much. We used to play in school before school started, and that's how I really built up a lot. I used to win a lot. You play with the colors and all, and it was great. You look forward to it, and I'm sure I won a lot of different cards. But I have them saved too, but nothing like a bug like CT. And let's get him back in. And
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. So you were answering how you got into it.
Yeah, well, my mom worked for Montessori school. She was a teacher, and there's a little mini mart near a store, right there near the school. And every week we'd stop there once. And at the time, baseball cards were like 50 cents a pack, I want to say, or 40 cents a pack. I can't remember. So she'd give us like $3. Got the gum, got the cards, but I lost interest in collecting new cards because I was so intrigued by the stories that my family and people told me about, the history of baseball. So I started to collect vintage cards. So I started going to flea markets and stuff, and it's been a real journey because like that 1953 Whitey Ford I showed the other night, that took me 20 some years to get. So this is it's a journey. It's a fun journey. To collect these cards and a piece of history. I have every Rod Ramirez card. That took me 28 years to do. And I finally finished it about a year and a half ago. So
well, you heard it here, folks. This is going to be a little part of CT segment that's coming up very shortly on NY Yankee Mania. I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't be happier, and I can't wait for it. And hopefully we'll get some card collectors coming on, not only live but in the stream, and it'll be a lot. It'll be so interesting, to see how this all develops. And kudos to you, CT. You got a good thing there, and it's going to be very interesting. And I feel very proud to have that as a segment on this show. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for forcing me into it, Joe.
Well, me too.
And Nathan, you guys are guilty as charged.
Well, listen, we know a good thing when we see it. So kudos. And it's coming soon, guys. He is going to do a segment.
Watch out. Stay tuned.
Yeah, right, exactly. CT to CT. There he goes. But no, it should be. And it's a different platform, guys. When you have a show, and it could be anything. I mean, I take, for example, the let's say wrestling. So you take the WWE, and in that product, what do you see? Besides wrestling, you got interviews. You have different segments. Of course, the biggest one was Piper's Pit, Rowdy Roddy Piper's Pit. That blew the minds of wrestling fans and all. So this is just a piece, like when you have a radio show, what do they do at the top of the hour or 20 minutes in? They stop and they give you scores, anything going on in the world of sports. That's what it's all about. You can't just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. You need to upgrade and do what you need to do for your show. And it's a lot of fun. So if it's not guests, it's segments. It's a group chat. It's a round table. The endless amount of things you can do. And believe me, we are doing everything possible to make this show the best it can possibly be. But we can only do that with you, the fans. You have to come for the journey, and you will not be forgotten. From day one, you will not be forgotten, and I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart. So, CT, thank you, and get ready for that beautiful segment that you're going to be doing on the show, and be able to take questions from us and from the people in the chat.
Yeah.
There's no reason. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I really can't.
Well, I hope people are interested in it. I think it's pretty interesting because, when you go back to I said when we did the Billy Sample interview, we discussed, him during that 1 year, with Yogi and then Billy Martin coming back. Those are the little things in the history of baseball that I remember, and I want to save that. So, when I get a baseball card, it saves that memory of the history of something I really love. That's why Roger Maris, I'm not quite sure 100%. I guess the movie 61, it came out later. I was already collecting Roger Maris cards, but when the movie 61 came out, it really made me admire what Roger Maris went through during that 61 season, losing hair, the stress. He got hounded. There was in that movie, there's a scene where somebody asks him, "Put your X on the baseball," and in New York City, the players from New York City knew what that meant. Sign your autograph. So Roger Maris actually writes an X. He's from Kansas, came from Kansas City to the Yankees. He didn't know the jumbo, talk, so he wrote an X on the ball. I mean, he couldn't do any good that season for Yankee fans. They all wanted Mantle to break that record, and a lot of people were unhappy about that. So I really admire Roger Maris. I wish I had gotten to meet him.
Well, we're going to answer one question because we're going to save a lot of these questions for the segment, but we're gonna ask Ken's question.
Yeah,
what makes a baseball card valuable? Do signatures reduce the value of the cards or not?
No.
It depends. It depends. It depends on when you go to grade a card, autographs can help, but it also depends on there's a lot of fake autographs going around. Yes. And so you send in your card and you got this autograph going, yeah, I got this autograph card. You send it in and get graded and they go, nope, we can't grade it. They send it back to you. Nope. And so there's a lot of fake autographs, but overall it should increase the value of a baseball card, but sometimes it doesn't. There's the movie Back to the Future. There was a guy, remember on the Pawn Stars show, this guy brought a original script or the original comic book that he was reading in the movie, and it had been signed by all the people that did the movie. The directors, it all depends on who it is. You know what I mean? And actually devalued having the autographs, which boggled my mind. But it's really hit or miss with autographs. But one thing you got to remember is, here's a perfect example, Ken, with your question is to get Ken Griffey Jr.'s autograph. It's about $400 that you give to him that goes to charity. So to get his autograph is not something you just walk up and get, and he's doing it in a good way. I respect that. So that autograph's instantly worth a lot of money. But, I got my Michael Schmidt and my Jazz Chisholm signed cards. They didn't cost much at all. I think it was like $20 for both of them. So right now, but those are newer players. When now you go back to vintage it's different. If you got Yogi Berra signed card, now you're talking. So I guess that's the best answer I can give you, Ken.
And the last question, last fast question, Pete Rose. Now that he's going to going into the Hall of Fame, can you see his card skyrocketing, or will it just level off?
No, there'll be a peak there if you want, which I don't like. I collect cards. I don't really sell them. I'll trade with people, for other cards, but I really don't sell my cards. But I'll tell you, there's going to be a little bit of a period there where Pete Rose's cards are going to be very valuable. But how long that lasts could be 6 months, maybe 2 years, and then I think it will level off, Joe, as you said. That usually is what happens. But there'll be a big boom for Pete Rose cards here once he gets in the Hall of Fame. I mean, how many people have been wanting him in the Hall of Fame? A lot of fans. Like I feel like there's more fans that wanted him in the Hall of Fame than didn't. Like a huge difference. So it's nice that he's getting in the Hall of Fame. It just stinks that it wasn't during his lifetime when he was with us.
Well, CT, I can tell you right now, you're starting to get a lot of questions. That's why it's so important for you to, and I want you to answer them now. It's got to be on your stream. We just gave a little preview. I'm sorry, Sean Browning, but we're going to save that for a rainy day. I don't mean to be mean. But I don't want to take away the starlet. I just want to make sure CT understands the value of doing this type of segment, and I'm very excited for it. I can't wait. I really can't. And if we get a card,
Pete Rose will go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
yeah.
Of
course.
Wait. Ken is saying he Rose won't go into the Hall of Fame. He will
it's happening.
Hall of Fame. It is.
Well, yeah. Well, they already said, right? Pete Rose is going in, right?
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yep.
He's definitely. There's no question about it. But CCT. The proof is in the pudding. Everybody wants to hear from you. That's it. It's done. It's in signed, sealed, and delivered. And we have it here on NY Yankee Mania.
I blame you too. I blame you too.
where it's at. We've got the best. We've got Nita. We've got NR Media Nitin here. We have CT Cards. We have Ken. We have so many different creators. We're so happy. That's why I say subscribe, press the like button. There's going to be a lot of good stuff going on here. And again, thank you for Kick for putting us on today.
My hitting star of the game is Judge. And then I think Warren goes 6 innings, 3 earned runs, 8-9 strikeouts, 7 hits. Yep. I know, and 2 walks.
Everybody on the stream, what do you guys think?
I'm writing this down, Nathan. So we have something to talk about. I can be like, well, how'd your prediction go? So I'm writing this down. And what do you think, Joe? What is your prediction? Who is your star for the night? And what do you think about Warren?
Well, I do believe he's going to pitch tonight. No, I'm going to go 6 innings, hopefully. If he get, somebody in the chat this morning said, if he gets out of the first inning, we're good.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Say the same thing, but I believe he's going to go 6 innings, and I'm afraid he's going to give a home run up to Cal. I really do. But he's going to give up 2 runs. That might be a 2-run home or whatever, but I do think the Yanks are going to win tonight. And I think that the hitting shoes are going to be there. We're going to start seeing some things we haven't seen in a very long time. I've got a feeling that they're going to even impress Ken, but while he's doing his broadcast, I want to hear him say, "Wow, I haven't seen that in a long time."
Kenny's saying Pete Rose is taken off the commissioner's restricted list. Rose still has to be elected by the BWA. Hey,
that's a given.
That's a given, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's a given. That's a given.
It's finally happening. We've waited this long. Sadly, it took him passing away for this to happen, but
that's ridiculous. Yeah.
Let's see. Sean Brown, the Veterans Committee will vote him in.
I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree. No question about it. And also, we've been lucky enough to get another co-host here in the afternoon, and that is the one and only Mr. Fixer-Baba, Stephen B.
Hey,
Hey,
Stephen
CC,
B.
hey, CC
Yes.
Card, Nathan.
Hey.
Hey,
Yeah.
Steven.
How you doing? How's it going, man?
Still swamped with calls.
Gotten out of that car yet, or wherever you are, and you look like you're in a buggy? I don't know where you are.
He's a New York man.
It's Big N.
He never stops working.
You find them.
Stephen B. and Nathan, you two are some of the most busy people I've ever known. You guys are all over the place. Like when I talk to Stephen B., he's like, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I got home at like 11 p.m. and I'm
And of course, he freezes.
I'm here.
No, I know you are. Some of the Yankee moves. What do you think about Chaz Chisholm now going to second base?
Oh, couldn't hear you, Joe, for a sec.
Okay, I was asking you, Chaz Chisholm. What do you think about him going to second base?
About time. Plus 26 at second base versus negative 25, 26 on third. No brainer move. And I did hear what the Boone said. They're going to probably play Peraza or DJ at third and go from there.
Yeah, and like I've been saying on the stream, if you watch Boone, something's up. Something is going to develop real soon.
I think we're gonna make a trade pretty soon here.
Yes, no
It's gonna
question
be-
in my mind. No question.
It's gonna be for third baseman, obviously, because since now Jazz is fully committed to second base, which I love. Finally, it's gonna happen. So they're up to something. I just don't know who it is gonna be because Suarez now. Ken said, Steve, I don't know if you saw, but Ken said that the Arizona Republic is reporting that the Diamondbacks are discussing a contract extension with Suarez management team. So
It doesn't surprise me.
So it sounds like Swords might be off the market then.
yeah.
And that
John,
means the Dodgers won't go after him too. So that means we're going to be really tight, even with McMahon or even possibly Hayes.
Or even Candelario if there's no other option.
John Ferrazzo has a question here on the chat. Guys, do you think is it worth it? And do you think the Yankees have a chance to get a Justin Verlander?
Nah, I don't want Justin Verlander. He's on the tail. Why would he get? First of all, this is another. So this, no disrespect to Justin Verlander, but he's getting up in age. He's on the tail end of his career, and what there's no. It doesn't make sense for us to get him. Where's it? Where's I mean,
Well,
obviously
he's backing that. He's backing that up with Jason DeGrom.
Wait, what? No, I don't want DeGrom either. That's the thing. He's injury prone. Like these are pitchers that are past their prime. Like, come on now. Like, you got to focus on getting like controllable pitchers, like Abbott or whatever. Like those young controllable pitchers that are like that Cashman likes. I don't want any more of those. No disrespect, but no, I don't want any more of those bargain shopping stuff. But I mean, Verlander would have been nice. Like what, 3, 4, 5 years ago? Verlander would have been nice, but
they always tried for him. But
yeah.
Another question comes from Teresa. Teresa asks, everybody in the panel, do you think that the Yankees have a winning streak in them? I think that they're taking us for a ride at this point. Whatever happens, happens.
I think. Here's the thing. This team has been, you guys know already, Steve and Joe in the chat. This team has been up and down, right? This season, inconsistent, winning streaks, losing streaks, you name it. So you just have to see what happens, ride the wave with them, and hopefully they make the playoffs. And depending what trades they make at the trade deadline, if Cashman and Hal, I actually, you know what? This is up. I mean, Hal. We need to know if Hal is committed or not to this team going forward. So because if he gives Cashman the green light, which he usually does, then that means they're open for shopping. So it depends what they have. The problem is with this trade market, this is like it's weak. Not many players are available this trade market. So they got to see what can they do, and that's why I think that's why they signed Caldonado to a minor league deal as a backup option if they can't find anything, which I don't like, but I hope they find something hopefully soon.
At least Leonardo is on a minimum wage. We're not even paying anything, Ethan. At least that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Sean Browning's saying, why not go for Kikuchi?
Would you trade like Kikuchi? Yeah, that's a pitcher. That's a Yankee killer right there. See, I love Kikuchi, but I don't know if what team he's on now? Blue Jays? No, not Blue Jays.
No.
Angels. Angels. Sorry, Angels. I think.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. Are the Angels sellers?
I don't know. Maybe.
I see the Angels more of a buyer and seller because I can see them selling some stuff, but they're still in the race for that division. So it could be buy and sell kind of deal.
There's a lot of rumors that Joe Adell may be up for grabs, and the Mets may be the takers. Maybe he needs a change of scenery because he came up with a lot of fanfare and he just hasn't done anything close to what they're expecting of him. So, so there's another one. Bob Rizzo asked, why does it always seem like the Yankees go into these doldrums around the same time every year? What is the reasoning, and what does it take one year that they don't do this? Why is it always happening around the same time? It's sort of like it's got to be that way. Why? And that's a good question. It's hard to answer. I mean, it could be fatigue. It could be a lot of things. Injuries, fatigue, just the grueling. The Yankees this year, they had a lot of days with nothing off. They had grueling days. They had 18 games, 13 games. That takes a toll. They're not Supermen. They're great at what they do, but they're not Superman. So, yeah, they are going to break down. Unfortunately, they have a harder schedule. Maybe next year will be better, and somebody else will have to do this. And that's really the problem with that, Bob. But thanks. That was a good question. Sean Browning says Cashman usually goes for the older pitchers.
Yeah.
You agree?
Hey, Steve, you staying hydrated over there? See? I don't know if you can hear him.
I don't know if he is it. Steve, are you still with us?
You're Steve. He's on the phone.
It's on the phone. Okay, so let's. All right. Well, that's the beauty of live television. Everyone, everybody's great to come on, but they're doing the show a great favor, and something comes up, we totally understand, and we're thankful that people take time out of their busy day and come on the stream with us. So I don't know. Does he go for the older pitchers? He goes for the established pitchers. I mean, listen, he picked up Weaver. He picked up a few pitchers that were really good. I mean, they signed Rodon. He wasn't exactly 40 years old. So they have picked up pitchers that are under 30 years old. It's what's available at the time. So I don't know. Do you agree with that, Nitin? Do you agree that he does go? It's not that he goes for the old guys. He goes for anything that's available.
Yeah, he does. But
and his perfect words.
But it comes to
makes sense for the Yankees. We do it.
It comes to a point. It comes to a point where you got to look for. I mean, obviously, I would love Verlander and all, but they're like I said, they're past their. I mean, he can still pitch, but I just want to rather get something controllable. So
cool. And CT,
there he is.
Sorry about that, guys. My internet's we have storms coming through here, so my
Oh, really?
internet's going in and
Yeah,
out.
and
Yeah,
it's headed to New York, guys. So get ready for a long night, maybe.
yeah.
Get you have your snacks and Wheaties ready because I think I'm hoping I'm wrong. They can get the game in beforehand, but I have a good
We're
feeling.
an hour into the stream. Please like, subscribe to this channel now. The NYY Mania show. Please just like and subscribe.
Thank you, sir. Dev Finch, what's going on? How's
What's up, Dev?
everything? Thank you everyone for
What's up,
staying
Jake?
steady on the stream with us. We are on now an hour and 10 minutes. We'll stay a little longer before you guys can go have your dinner. Be with the family a little bit before we all go join Ken and the Ugly Truth channel to
And
do
also
the
late night
play-by-play.
with Jason C after the game.
Yep. Jason C, man, he's a funny guy. I love his
Yeah.
show. He's funny stuff.
He's
And
got
then-
some. Sometimes he looks like a clown. He puts a clown thing on.
Yeah, I love that. And the little gun thing that
Yeah.
comes out.
He's shooting the bullets out of the gun. For one thing about Jason,
Yeah.
for a quiet guy, he's very, very innovative
Yeah.
and very funny. He just, I don't think he sees it, but he is a very, very good and funny guy.
No, I love Jason
So
C. He's good stuff.
Definitely go to the show and subscribe and you'll like it. And don't forget about you got the smart guys like CT and Jonathan. It's really unfair who does these trivias and he never gets basically doesn't get anything wrong.
That's not fair. I told Jason that, Joe. I said, Jason, you cannot have Jonathan on for the trivia show. I'm like, he's gonna win the whole thing,
I'm telling you. That's a cool idea. And kudos to the channel. He does a lot and he has a nice following. And what's really nice about the show, not only what he does, but it's smooth into the nighttime. He gets everybody nice and ready, go to sleep, and then wake up NY Mania, baby, at 8:30 in the morning, or get ready for whatever, summer camp with the kids, or you go to work or whatever. But we're here to make you feel good and to wake you up in the morning. Good afternoon, Jacob Petruzzi. How you doing? How's it going? Hope all is well with you. Hope you had a nice day. Hope everybody had a great day. But as we're coming to a close of the show, I just want last minute stuff from Big N and then CT, and then we will move on and wait for the Ugly Truths call of the game, and then come back here for the post game show. So
let's
Big
go
N,
Yankees.
your final thoughts.
Yeah, let's go Yankees. I hope we start this. I hope the game we won against the Mets starts a new winning streak, and Cody Bellinger's catch could be, like you guys said, could be the momentum swing. But this series is huge for us, and also after Seattle series, we got Chicago, so the Cubs. So that's another big series. But let's just focus on today and let's get this win, and hopefully Warren pitches great. I'm looking forward to that, and then Judge might start hitting the game, like I said, and then go from there. But let's see.
I wrote it down.
And so I'm really looking forward to this series, and tomorrow I can't wait to see Cam pitch.
That's gonna be really, really cool. We're looking forward to that. I want to thank Stephen B. I know you're very busy and you took time out for us
Stephen B.
so much, and hopefully maybe we'll see you later on the post game.
That wasn't fair. The minute he came on, I went off. I've been waiting to be on with Stephen B for like a week now, and I couldn't believe that happened. I'm like, what is going on? But I did want to ask you, Joe, though. You didn't tell me. You told me that Warren 6 innings pitched, but who is your offensive player of the night?
Bellinger, he's the guy.
Belly, what the belly?
The belly
what the belly? What the heli?
Yeah, the belly, but the Ugandan giant, Kamala.
The
belly bomber.
Komodo dragon is called, I think.
Komodo dragon. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Right. Really, all kinds of good stuff. Really, it's awesome. But
Rex Sox coming back. He says the Steelmatic Network.
What was that? I didn't catch it. I didn't see.
No, here it says from the Steel. He was a Red Sox fan. Remember the Steelmatic Network with G.
Oh,
Hunt.
right.
Yeah.
The Red Sox coming back.
Red Sox are coming back. Hey, I don't know about that, but hey, anything's possible. I mean, what are they, 6.5 back? I mean,
Yeah.
teams have come back from many more games down
Hey,
to come back.
look, think
so.
about it. Remember when the Washington Nationals won the World Series? They
Yeah.
started the season horrible, and then look at they kicked it up in the second half.
Who gets momentum going? That's the thing. Is this team, like our Yankee team, I think has the possibility of doing something very interesting this year. It's going to be about the momentum, the moves we make. Can we get a second half momentum? And that's why earlier in the AM show we were talking about Goldschmidt. Remember last year Goldschmidt had that great second half. So you guys got to remember that some of these players are going to go off. So we just need to align and put the right pieces together. And I think we may have a shot here. It's all about momentum. I mean, you see some of these terrible teams recover all of a sudden in the second half and boom, they go somewhere. So our little streak here, maybe Joe, you're right. Maybe that Bellinger catch will change things. I hope you're right.
Well, Sean Browning goes, Warren 7 innings, 9 Ks, Judge 2 bombs and belly blast, and also Fear the Undertaker. The Undertaker.
I love it, Sean. I love it.
Oh, it's awesome. But with that in mind, everyone, thank you so much for staying with us on the stream. You guys are incredible. You're the best. You got to give yourselves a hand. I really, really appreciate you staying on the whole stream.
Thank you.
And everybody here in the in our Gmail, thank you so much. Just remember, we will be back right after the game, and we'll dissect hopefully the Yankee win. It may be later because of the stop and play. Let's hope not. Let's pray for no rain or little rain, and they play through it, and we move on. We don't want this to be a 12-1, 2 o'clock in the morning type deal. So we don't want that at all. So all I could say is, everyone, thank you again. We love all of you. God bless you all. And as I always say, God bless America.
Thank you, everyone. See you.
Go
Thank you,
Yankees.
Nathan. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, guys.
Yankees. God
Thank
bless
you, everybody.
and
Thank you, everybody.
go Yankees.
Thank you, everybody.